Hey everyone, Tony George, Doc Sports Tuesday update. We're going to get to Conference USA football, a big one tonight. In this conference, probably a conference championship game preview and a crucial game for both these teams tonight as Western Kentucky is at home taking on undefeated Liberty University. A little bit of a surprise. But nonetheless, we're going to talk about that game. A couple of things I want to get out of the way. Days like this, it sucks to be transparent, honest, and tell it like it is. Because a lot of guys in this industry don't. We lost a playoff game of the year last night on the Houston Astros. They never got off the bus. They got their ass kicked. I lost over 3 dimes. I lost a lot of people money last night on that opinion. I know we hit a 6 and a 7 unit last week. A couple of top picks, and we were up money, and we'd hit 6 out of 7 since mid-August with those top plays. In baseball, they're rare, but that one stung. I'm a little bit back on my heels today. I care. I take losses personally when it comes to these big, huge plays. I've also been doing this 30 years, 32 years. I know what happens. I thought Houston could overcome the jinx of being on their home field with their back against the wall, so to speak. I mean, Texas's back was against the wall too. And Houston just had an experience factor on that team and playmakers everywhere with Alvarez and Altuve up around, could step up and get it done. I didn't think Scherzer was a good starting choice. You knew they were going to bring in their starting Montgomery and all these guys, out of the bullpen right away, throw the kitchen sink at them. I just thought Houston, who's never fazed by anything, would get over on them. I was wrong. Okay? I'm not going to go out and shoot my firstborn child. It's a game, Now, tonight I'm passing. I don't like this game tonight. I don't chase good money after bad. I'm a little bit back on my heels. I think it's a coin flip ball game. There's a big number involved. I think the total, it could go over, it could go under. Starting pitchers have both been stellar in the postseason. It's 8.5. Kind of leaned under, but then again, they could just explode. So we'll live to fight another day. Patience is a virtue. Okay, we'll gain those units back in the World Series for those of you wanting to pick right away today. I'm not pushing it. I don't force picks just to have something up, either to sell or to make up for something. Just be patient. World Series starts Friday. We'll be ready. All right. The good news is free plays last night went 3-0. Both player props came in and the teaser came in. A lot of you were commenting, why would you tease San Francisco? Why wouldn't you tease them down? Kirk Cousins, primetime, Minnesota sucks, blah, 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 blah. The New England Patriots suck too. Okay? They beat Buffalo straight up. Okay? And I've learned something. We're 12-5-1 the last 3 weeks in the NFL. And the push in 3 of those losses, so all but 2 losses of the 5 were involving teasers where the obvious choice was the supreme favorite in the game, and I teased them down and they got beat straight up. 3 times in a row. But Buffalo this weekend was an example. Had Seattle as the other one. Half of the teaser. So more times than not, with an obvious choice like that in the NFL, you want to take that underdog and tease them up. You're much better off. All right, let's get to this game tonight. We'll tell you what's going on in the NBA. As I mentioned, NFL opening line report up in a little bit today. Liberty taking on Western Kentucky. Now, Western Kentucky was a preseason conference champion bet. I picked them to win this conference. Well, they have not met expectations at all, and Liberty has exceeded them. Chadwell coaching there, the guy from Coastal Carolina that went to Liberty this year, has done a hell of a job. Hell of a job. They're unbeaten. They got a heck of an offense. Defense, but offensively superior. Now, Western Kentucky has Reed at quarterback, the best quarterback in the conference, but he got a new offensive coordinator this year, and they have not been on the same page. They've also had some injuries, key injuries at wide receiver, a couple other things. They're very inconsistent. They lost to Jacksonville State last week as an 8-point favorite. And you got Liberty laying this total 60.5. And you got Liberty laying 5.5 here. Liberty, 36 points per game, 500 yards per game, 7.1 yards per play, and they, on the ground, they're rushing for 282 yards a game, and Western Kentucky's giving up 238. They'll control the line of scrimmage. And Western Kentucky's defense is not good. Especially, they're soft in the middle. Liberty's going to pound the rock. They're going to eat clock and wear them down. And you never know what you're going to get with Western Kentucky on offense. Good quarterback, yeah. Play calling, New offensive scheme based on personnel, This is for top spot in the conference. And Liberty's the top team. Liberty's the best team. The line went from 4 and 5.5 for a reason. I think Liberty's a touchdown better. Even on the road. This is small lean. We're not betting the farm on it. We're not unloading, the T-bonds. But I would half a unit play. Give me Liberty. All right. In the NBA this year, I did a podcast on this on StreamYard. You can find it at T. George Sports. Scroll down till you see kind of a whole window and it says StreamYard in the left-hand corner. That was the podcast I did, the rant that I did about the NBA. Now, it's hard to pick a sport when you don't know who's playing. Now, out of the gate, there's no load management. No players resting. Adam Silver knows his audience. He knows that sports betting drives his ratings and his sport. He put together the player participation policy this year, involving players that are all-stars on teams. If they don't play, they get hit with heavy fines. The team does for not playing them. But the problem is they don't even announce it half the time. The injury report in the NBA, like many sports, more so in the NBA than any other sport, is fake news. You can't rely on it. And when you have 5 guys playing and 3 of them end up not playing and you're putting hard-earned money on them and you had no advance warning, you're screwed. Also, I got to put my picks up by 9:30 a.m. Pacific, when many of the times the information on these games does not come out late in the day. What does that mean? That means that I'm only putting out top picks this year 75 to 80% of the time. And I may only have 30 to 40 picks the entire season. So if that's not your style, to surgically strike with strong positions in the NBA, then I'm not your guy. Not your guy. I won't have a pick out for the first 7 to 10 days either. Unless I know something. Or have a distinct edge. And it's not like I've just given up, kicked it to the curb, and not done any offseason work in the NBA. I have diligently done a ton of work. Followed every draft, followed every free agent trade. And out of the gate, to me, it's just, same faces, different places in many respects. And I want to see how things shake out and gel for a while. If I do have to fill in for some volume, some daily best bets, they will only be 2-unit picks. But 80% of my plays are going to be 5 to 7-unit picks. And I may have 1, maybe 2 a week. Yeah, I'm just not going to put my bankroll in jeopardy, your bankroll in jeopardy, by throwing it up against the wall and seeing if it sticks, not knowing what the hell's going on. And I was bitter about this last year. I tried not to use it as an excuse or a crutch, but I'm not going down that rabbit hole again. Now, that's me. That's not the 11 other guys over at Docs. Many of them, I'm sure, see it differently. And that's why we're all unique. That's why it's Baskin Robbins. There's a different flavor for everybody. I might not be your flavor. That's okay. You're an action junkie. You want to hammer it every day, go hammer it. You got a system that's working for you, hammer it. You know? But that's how I'm looking at it. That's going to be my system. Unique. I'm an independent contractor. That's how I'm going to call it. Period. That's what we're doing. Today we have our first 4-unit play in the NHL. We're 3-1 on the year. We approach the NHL very much like we approach the WNBA. You know, 1 pick a day. When we do have picks out, it's 1 pick. We single them out. Very low volume, high return. Over 60% last year in the regular season. The WNBA, 60% overall, plus each of the last 2 years. Just low volume. It's nothing sexy, nothing to hype up, but the NHL, we're starting in now with a little more volume. We've seen some things and some trends, and we're going to expound upon them. So we have a 4-unit pick there. I did want to mention prop bets. Now, we gave you 2 free last night. We hit 2 more on a prop bet card, and we had Alvarez over 1.5 bases last night in baseball on a combo card. Since October 8th, we have gained $3,395 to the good doing props. Haven't lost a prop card any of the last 3 weeks in the NFL on Sundays. And 2 out of 3 Mondays we won. If you're not doing player props, you should be. Many of my plays in the NBA will be player props this year. If I know they're playing. But bottom line is, we're going to be doing a lot more in the prop market in the NBA than we are the side and total. FYI. Have a good Tuesday.